Tata Nano. A promise is a promise. 3 years ago, Mr. Ratan Tata made a promise to the world. And today, Yu Jun and I from Ideas Consulting will help you fulfill this promise. A few days ago, back in the Tata Nano head office.
Hey Johnny, how's coffee?
Good, boss.
As good as the sales from Tata Nano. Give me a brief update.
Boss, our initial sales growth is not as good as predicted. Much needs to be done.
Why is that so? Our car was designed to sell. Tell me.
Boss, calm down. One of my dealers has recently recounted her experience to me, and I see where the problem lies.
Hey, Mr. Asubra, I've got an amazing offer for you today.
Yourself?
No, a car. Have you heard about the world's cheapest car, the Tata Nano?
Yes, I've heard about it. Although the car is designed for middle-lower income people like me, there's no status symbol upgrade for me in purchasing this car. Our ambition is no longer to be poor anymore. Why would I buy a car designed for the poor?
Boss, let me now bring you through our understanding of the situation. Tata Motors is a subsidiary and part of the huge conglomerate Tata Group, which prides itself in the upholding of the triple bottom line: people, planet, and profits. Our team feels strongly for these three P's, which so characterizes your company. And in this presentation, we will seek to address the challenges and opportunities that will arise from it.
First up, we'll zoom in on the most pressing issues Tata Nano is facing right now and seek to find the root as to why Tata Nano is experiencing sluggish sales. Here, our team realizes the safety concerns as well as poor positioning has ultimately led to the demise in the sales of Tata Nano in India.
Firstly, there have been public concerns about the several cases of nanos catching fire, and this has dampened sales. Also, your current value proposition does not bode well for your customers. In terms of pricing and fuel efficiency, Tata Nano loses a great deal when compared to two-wheelers. Coupled with its positioning of being the cheapest car in the world, there's neither incentives nor motivation for your customers, the aspiring middle-lower class. After all, who wants to be dubbed driving a cheap and inferior car?
Alright, I see where you are coming from. Great overview of the situation, Johnny. But what plans do you have to overcome these problems?
Yes sir, our team understands that the automobile industry is one of high fixed and low variable costs. Hence, our team proposes the increasing of sales volume through export in order to reduce the average fixed cost per Tata Nano produced. Now, let us bring you through our export strategy and the winning formula which our team has crafted out. Currently, Tata Nano is only distributed and sold to 3 countries: in India, Nepal, and Sri Lanka.
These are the demographics of the respective countries, and from here, we can see that the markets that we have targeted are generally developing countries, having a relatively large population, and are within close geographic proximity. These factors will be taken into account when choosing the next export market. Having examined the markets you are currently in, as well as the limited success you have had in India, we then proceed to evaluate the export markets which we can expand into. First, by looking at the Car Ownership Aspiration Index. Here, we have shortlisted the countries in the high region due to the type of product offering which Tata Nano falls under. Next, we evaluated the above mentioned countries through 5 different factors. China's huge competition in the form of its local brand Cherry QQ will effectively eliminate this option for now. Additionally, political instability, high import tariffs, as well as significant smaller population eliminates Thailand and Philippines, leaving us with the option of Indonesia.
Having identified Indonesia as our choice of export market, we will now delve into our export strategy by looking at these 5 important components. First, from our sales targets, we aim to grow sales volume through export in a sustainable fashion, which we will elaborate on in our implementation plan. We want to attain sales target of 150,000 units by the 2nd year. Next, our team has shortlisted 3 potential forms of business entry to successfully penetrate the Indonesian market. namely acquisition of a smaller distribution firm, forming of a joint venture with a local partner, as well as direct investment where we'll set up our factories for assembly and distribution locally. Our team has analysed these 3 possible options based on 6 factors, and due to feasibility as well as success issues, we have shortlisted joint venture to be the most optimal option. Here, in Astra International, Tata Nano will find itself a successful and reliable partner for its joint venture. Astra International has a highly established distribution and retail network within Indonesia and has had many past successes with other automobile companies such as Toyota and Ford. Additionally, it prides itself in environmentally sustainable operations, which very well fits our bill. In this joint venture, we will be segregating the various core business processes as listed. Tata will be managing the manufacturing and assembly, exporting, as well as marketing initiatives, while Astra will take charge of the others. We will be complying with local business judiciary laws and maintain a 49 to 51% shares allocation, with the local firm having the majority stake.
What kind of customers are we looking at in Indonesia? Here, we want to adjust our product offering slightly to target the 50 million middle income group that is in Indonesia. We find this target consumer group to be both viable and consistent with our current product offering. In this instance, a typical customer will be an aspirational middle class man who has a family of 4 to support and earns roughly $3,000 per year. Another target customer will be a university student who aspires to own an affordable car one day. The demographics of these people make up approximately 18% of Indonesia's population. To sell our car effectively to these customers, we will be positioning Tata Nano as such. A safe and reliable utility vehicle where less is more. Minimal resources for maximum living.
Having established the groundworks, we will now look at our marketing strategy and in specific, the 4 Ps. First up, product. We will explore what to export and how to export it. In this proposal, our team has decided to export the CX version of the Nano, which is relatively more expensive but is better equipped with air conditioning and safety features. We find this consistent with the hot weather in Indonesia, our target consumers' income, as well as the lack of competition in this price range. Next up, price. We have examined the market situation and singled out 2 potential threats to Nano sales. After factoring shipping, tariff, and other costs, Tata Nano CX will be retaining approximately 73 million rupiah, something we find consistent with our unique value proposition. Moving on to place, we identified Jakarta to be the most profitable and viable place for us to initiate our business, having a GDP of $92 billion and the largest population within Indonesia by cities. We'll begin operations there, and thereafter expand our product offerings to other cities such as Surabaya and Bandung. For our last P promotion, we have shortlisted 4 potential avenues of which we can increase our brand awareness, namely TV advertisements, print ads, online marketing, as well as road shows. In Indonesia, we find a surprising 35 million Facebook users, and thus we'll be utilizing online channels to a huge extent. Also, showcasing Tata Nano during the International Motor Sale will enable us to reach out to more than 180,000 automobile fans over there.
For the implementation of our strategy, we have segregated them into 5 different phases. In 2012, we plan to engage Astra International and start exporting completely built units to Indonesia. By 2014, we'll be looking at CKD capabilities in order to reduce cost. In 2015, we will expect the expansion of Indonesia's CNG facilities to be completed and will export Tata Nano CNG, something consistent with the planet of your triple bottom line. Thereafter, we will be exploring further business opportunities in Malaysia and Europe. Through this business venture, we expect to sell 250,000 units by 2015 and achieve a net present value of $125 million. This will yield an internal rate of return of 167%. At the start of the presentation, we have mentioned how imperative the triple bottom line is to your company, and through our expansion plans and greener offerings, we have satisfied the profits and planets of the 3 Ps. All this while generating more employment for your people.
Lastly, we'll be evaluating some of the inherent risks that may arise and how we can mitigate them. Firstly, the success of Tata Nano may not only encroach on your triple bottom line, but also stricter regulations that may be implemented in the near future. To this end, we'll focus on the development and promotion of CNG and the electric version of Nano, which will also help us in other markets as well. In terms of rising taxes or poor response in Indonesia or the Southeast Asian region, we have two solutions. Firstly, the ramping up of marketing efforts, and secondly, an exit strategy which will involve us shifting focus to other regions such as Germany and Brazil. With that, we conclude our findings for this strategy. Boss, what do you think?
Well done, Johnny. I think that might just revive Tata Nano's dying sales.
Thanks, boss. Would you like a copy of the proposal?
Sure. Good job once again.